Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Emily Symmes. I am the lead entomologist and senior technical field manager at Suterra. Today, I'll be sharing some information with you about CheckMate DBM-F, the only mating disruption solution available for Diamondback Moth control. For those of you that may not be familiar with Suterra, we are the largest dedicated pheromone facility in the world. At our campus in Bend, Oregon, we synthesize semiochemical-based active ingredients and attractants and design, engineer, and manufacture all of our pest management products in-house. As a grower-owned company ourselves, we are continuously investing in new discoveries and new technologies to improve sustainable and highly effective crop protection. We develop a range of different types of products that include not only mating disruption, but also our BioMagnet attract and kill line that you'll hear more about in the next presentation. Suterra offers growers different types of pheromone types of products. Each one is designed and engineered specifically for the unique characteristics of the target pest, the cropping system, and the on-farm operational realities. So we have our puffer line. This is an aerosol delivery system. We have our Salata line. This is a membrane hand-applied dispenser. And then we have our CheckMate line of microencapsulated sprayable formulations that we'll focus on here today. As mating disruption becomes more widely adopted, there are an increasing number of pheromone products available for growers to choose from. It's important that growers, crop consultants, and trusted advisors can navigate this product selection to ensure effectiveness and return on their investment. Although when it comes to mating disruption, the active ingredient, or the pheromone molecule itself, is set by nature, there are many other factors that must be carefully considered and accounted for in the formulation and design of mating disruption products. Not all pheromone products are created with the same quality and release profile. It's important to confirm that your choice is the right fit for the pest biology. So for example, is the pheromone being released in the right space and at the right time to affect the male's behavior? Does the product offer the right duration of coverage to ensure adequate crop protection? And are you able to actually adopt it and use it easily in a given cropping system and a given operational on-farm schedule? Today we are focused on CheckMate DBM-F, the sprayable mating disruption product for Diamondback Moth. I think we're all well aware that this is one of the most globally devastating pests of coal crops because of how prolifically it feeds on those crops and because of its ability to develop resistance to insecticide modes of action. When we think of microencapsulated pheromones, essentially you can simplify it by thinking that there's two primary components here. One is the species-specific sex pheromone active ingredient that will disrupt mating by impacting the male's ability to locate and successfully mate with females. And then the quote-unquote matrix, or outer shell, if you will, which is that mixture of highly specialized inert ingredients that are chemically engineered to both protect the pheromone from environmental factors, as well as ensure consistent release of that pheromone active ingredient over a set designated amount of time. Once applied in the field, these function as microscopic pheromone dispensers that release into the environment. The active ingredient is airborne when we think of microencapsulated pheromone sprayable products. This is very different than when we're thinking about insecticides that require thorough coverage or contact or ingestion with the pest. Essentially, we are treating the air and not the actual plant or insect. These microcapsules are a delivery system, and we simply need to distribute them throughout the environment. We'll talk a little bit more on what this means from opportunities to apply these in a variety of different ways. Some comments on product specifications. Once again, this is a mating disruption mode of action, so it is highly specific to the target pest with no adverse impacts on pollinators or other non-target species or beneficials. It's excellent as a resistance management tool to keep as the baseline of your program with your other rotational modes of action. There is no pre-harvest interval, re-entry interval, and it is MRL exempt, so it allows for maximum flexibility around farm worker activity as well as harvest timing. One note to make on applications is that this will separate in transport and storage and create a bit of a cake or a crust layer on top. This is completely normal. It's the sign of a intact microencapsulated capsule suspension. It's just important that we shake vigorously to redistribute those microcapsules prior to application. This is very tank mixable with all other agrochemicals, so it's great for a free ride partner. It's also very effective standalone as it can be applied at low and very ultra low volumes because that mode of action is airborne and we don't require that thorough plant or foliar coverage or contact with the pest. We see an increasing amount of not only conventional but novel application methods with drones and other unique ultra low volume equipment. I've got some great drone videos I wanted to share today. Had to cut them due to time. Please contact me if you're interested in that work. Again, reminder that this is a preventative, so we want to make sure that we're applying and continuing to apply disruption ahead of those mating cycles to prevent that larvae, so we don't have to come back and as aggressively treat those larvae. There are a number of ways that growers can choose to apply this based on really the ease of operational factors and in a lot of cases how often they're already applying different agrochemicals for other control or for Diamondback moth control. Growers can choose a monthly application in which they will apply the full label rate of 2 fluid ounces per acre at roughly 4-week intervals. This will give you 4 weeks of mating disruption coverage at 2 fluid ounces per acre. Another option is biweekly applications. This one is very, very common that on the West Coast where folks are out on a 2-week rotation for a variety of different other pests or Diamondback moth, and it's easy just to remember to always put the mating disruption in the tank as opposed to having to remember is it by monthly application or not. In this case, you would apply 1 fluid ounce per acre to get you 2 weeks of pheromone activity, and you can also choose a weekly application rate of 1/2 fluid ounce per acre that will give you a full week of mating disruption activity. A couple of additional notes on label specifications. This is labeled for cole crops. Specifically on the label are broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, and watercress. Field-grown ornamentals such as annual and perennial flowers, flowering shrubs, and other ornamentals. And we also have listed any other crops where Diamondback moth is a pest to add some of that flexibility into the label. It's also labeled for both terrestrial, aerial, as well as greenhouse applications. So again, just reiterating, these are all of the states that we have current registration for this product and the different rates and spray intervals that you would use. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to addressing any questions that you might have for us anytime.